This episode of the Audacity to Podcast is brought to you in part by GoToMeeting with HD Faces. Welcome to the Audacity to Podcast, episode 94, How to Make Money with Audible for Blogging or Podcasting. Thank you for joining me for the Audacity to Podcast. I'm Daniel J. Lewis, and this is a how-to podcast about podcasting and using Audacity. It's where I give you the guts and teach you the tools to podcast with passion, organization, and dialogue. And today, I am really excited to share with you a way that you can make money podcasting. And this is a very easy way to make money podcasting. I'm not talking about just something where you have to try and work really hard and get advertisers or sponsors or all of this stuff that can take a lot of hard work. But I'm talking about something that could be really easy and pay decently with very, very little effort. It's really amazing how easy this is and how much you could potentially earn from this. And that it will be with an Audible affiliate that I'll be telling you about in just a minute. But I have talked about how to make money before with podcasting. If you go back to episode 39, which is over at theaudacitytopodcast.com/39, you'll see one way that I shared about how to make money from or 5 ways, actually, I shared how to make money from your podcast or blog. This is one very focused way by using Audible and joining their affiliate program, which I do highly recommend. And I'll tell you why and how to do that in just a moment. But before I do, I want to thank Citrix, who makes the beautiful program GoToMeeting, which now has HD Faces. See, this is the summertime, and a lot of people are traveling, and they're on a completely different schedule than you are, or you're on a completely different schedule than everyone else is. People are working shorter days. Sometimes people are doing these 4-day work weeks instead of 5-day. They're working remotely, or they're taking vacations, whatever. Trying to get people together for an in-person meeting, not going to happen. Impossible. But that's why I recommend GoToMeeting with HD Faces. It lets you meet face-to-face with your clients or colleagues or coworkers, no matter where you are or where they are. Just have an internet connection and a webcam, and even just a device with a camera in it, like an iPhone or iPad, a mobile device like that. And you can join an online meeting, and you can host the meeting from your computer. It is fantastic, and the apps out there for the mobile devices are free. It's really easy to use. I highly recommend it. And being able to see eye to eye and collaborate on documents and projects in real time and share your screen and control the other person's screen. This is all amazing technology and really helpful to do for clients, colleagues, coworkers, any kind of online meeting. I highly recommend it. And my listeners can try GoToMeeting free for 30 days. Don't wait. For this special offer, visit gotomeeting.com, click on the Try It Free button, and use the promo code PODCAST. Be sure to use the promo code PODCAST. And thank you, Citrix, for your support. So now let me tell you how you can make some really cool, easy money with your podcast or blog. Now, again, like I say, a lot of these things apply to blogging and podcasting. How you execute this will be a little bit different, but it still works whether you have just a blog or a podcast. And you can do this on all of your blogs and all of your podcasts, or however you want to do this. You can, in any kind of media, or spread it out however you want. It's the Audible affiliate program where you join Audible and you become an affiliate. You can make a link. So if anyone joins the Audible program through your link, you will get paid for it. Now, this particular program that I'm going to give you the link for over at theaudacitytopodcast.com/audible, that's AUDIBLE, theaudacitytopodcast.com/audible. It's really a fantastic Audible affiliate program, or affiliate program, period. I think that with this program, more so than most other affiliate programs, this is really one where everyone wins on this. I do truly love this affiliate program. I've been a part of it for a while, an early member of their affiliate program. And I highly recommend that you join too through the audacitytopodcast.com/audible. Now, I am partnering with them, so I do benefit if you join through my link, but I highly recommend that you check it out, and the page answers some more questions. But the reason I think this is really a win-win-win situation, number one, your listeners will win because they're getting something free, and they will enjoy it, most likely. Number two, Audible, the company, wins, and I'm including this because I don't want you to think that you are gaming the system or you're cheating Audible of anything, but they win because they get a new customer. And customers who are using Audible usually end up staying with Audible and being thrilled with the services. And Audible has audiobooks, which are just fantastic, really high quality, great, popular audiobooks. I've been a customer of them before. And I like the Steve Jobs audiobook. I got that from Audible, and I really liked it. And really nice to listen to it, and especially on something like an iPhone or an iPod Touch. I can speed it up so I can listen twice as fast. But anyway, so Audible wins because they're gaining a new customer, and then it's their job to try and promote to that customer to keep them or encourage them with their offerings. And then you, as the affiliate, win because you get to earn money even if people join just for the free trial. But also, you get to refer your audience to great content, relevant content, such as if you're talking about a book or if you found a certain book helpful, you can refer them to a way that they can get that book for absolutely free. That's great for you to be able to say, you can get this book free by joining this program. So let me tell you how the Audible affiliate program works. It's very, very simple. It's a basic 4-step process. Number one, sign up as an Audible affiliate. That's pretty easy. Go to the audacitytopodcast.com/audible, and you can sign up as an Audible affiliate to promote their audiobooks. And when you log in and create your account, you can get a bunch of different banners that they have. Some of them show pictures of very popular books. You can create special links. You can track your immediate results, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. And then number two, promote the free trial. Use something on your site. If you're using WordPress, then I highly recommend getting the Pretty Link Lite plugin, or especially getting the Pretty Link Pro plugin. I like that because of some of its extra features and things that you can do with it. And I think it's worth the extra money. I bought it. I like it. You can get a link for that in the show notes for this episode at theaudacitytopodcast.com/94. And all of these other links that I mentioned will be there. But use Pretty Link or any kind of app or program like that on your site so that you can create a trackable link for your referrals. For example, if you want to join Audible as a customer, then you could go to the audacitytopodcast.com/audible trial. Now, they also gave me a link I could use instead. They gave me the link of audibletrial.com/noodle, but I prefer giving people a link with the same domain, because when you hear all of these links that I keep saying over and over, the audacitytopodcast.com/this, the audacitytopodcast.com/that, you're familiar with the audacitytopodcast.com part. That part is now tied into your brain. So all you have to pay attention to is the / whatever I say next. So you don't have to think about audibletrial.com/noodle. All you have to think about is /audibletrial. Or just go to the show notes at theaudacitytopodcast.com/94. I have all these links over there. So I recommend that you create an easy link like this for yourself and make it easy to say, easy to remember, easy to spell, and easy to type. It could be something like /audible. It could be /audiobook or /free audible or free audiobook or anything like that. It could be book, or depending on, maybe you link to a specific audiobook or a specific page. You could link it that way. And one of the other reasons why I say this is great to make it trackable with Pretty Link is then you can see on your side how many people are clicking your link. And then you can compare that to the stats that you get from Audible and see how many people are clicking the link, how many people saw the link, depending on how you generated it, and how many people, most importantly, actually joined from the link. So make an easy link like that, and then find something to recommend. Sincerely recommend an audiobook that you think your audience would like. It could be something that you've recently read and were inspired by. Like, I finally finished the Steve Jobs audiobook and was greatly inspired by it. It gives me a lot more appreciation for Apple and the way that they do things and certain things, choices that they've made. And also it revealed a lot of things to me. But I found the Steve Jobs audiobook very inspirational. It has nothing whatsoever to do with podcasting at all, but it was inspirational. So I recommend it. You can get it free by going to theaudacitytopodcast.com/audible trial. Maybe, though, you want to recommend something that's much more relevant to the content that you share. Like in my Once Upon a Time podcast, I could recommend an audiobook for the fairy tales that we're talking about. I could say, you can get the Grimm's Fairy Tales collection as a free Audible book by joining Audible. Audiobook by joining Audible. Tongue is getting tied there. Or maybe it's just something new and in some way motivational to people. So if you're talking about productivity, or if you're just something that you think your audience would benefit from, like dieting books or something motivational or productivity or anything like that, that helps them, but it's not just purely inspirational. It is helpful, but it's not completely related to your content. Recommend something like that as an audiobook too, because there are so many audiobooks that you could recommend. So go through, find one, and I recommend that you also be a customer so you could find something that you personally enjoyed. Like I found that the audiobook for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is hilarious. Stephen Fry does the voice, and he's got the perfect voice for it, and he does a fantastic job. It's really hilarious to listen to that audiobook. That's from audible.com. So when you are promoting this, promote the trial in your podcast with some kind of speakable URL. Then place a link in your show notes. But also, you could consider having banners on your website. That's if you want to. You don't have to. That's the thing, is they don't require you to place banners or use a link in a particular way. Their one requirement is you can't have Audible in the domain name. So like I was thinking about making a link that was makemoneywithaudible.com. And they said, no, you can't do that. But you can have, like I have /Audible. That's perfectly all right. They said just in the domain name, not allowed. So consider these things as ways that you can promote the free trial. An emphasis on that. It's a free trial. And here's number 3 thing of how this works. Listeners sign up for the free trial, and they get a free audiobook, and they get to keep that audiobook even if they cancel their free trial. Every audiobook that someone gets from Audible, they get to keep forever, basically. And they can even, I believe they can even re-download it after their Audible membership is ended. So it's really, they have nothing to lose here. And like I still have my Steve Jobs audiobook. It's not illegally acquired. I still have it. It's mine. I got it from Audible. The audiobook from Audible. I got to practice that in front of a mirror sometime. There's no gotcha to this. No hidden strings or anything like that. The 30-day free trial, if someone wants to cancel, if all they want is the free audiobook and just to try Audible, see what kind of selection they have, how easy it is to use, it's really easy to cancel the membership too. And then they can keep their audiobook. But also, Audible offers a lot of great audiobooks. So when listeners sign up, they get this free audiobook. They get 30 days to look around and pick an audiobook. And it's really easy to cancel if they want to. But if they keep continuing, then they get more credits for more audiobooks, and they really get to benefit from this. Now, even if your listeners or readers cancel their trial within that 30-day period, they still get to keep their audiobook, and you still get paid. I have no idea how Audible is able to afford this, but it's probably because so many people stick around for Audible and really enjoy the service, because I know I enjoyed the service when I was a member, and I'm so tempted. I want to be a member again. It's just, it doesn't quite fit into the budget yet for me, but I've really enjoyed the audiobooks that I've gotten from them. And just like I said, just finished my Steve Jobs audiobook from Audible. And then number 4, how this works, you earn $15 for every free trial. Now, emphasis on free in all of these things. It's a free trial. It's a free audiobook that they get to keep for free. And immediately after someone joins Audible through your affiliate link, you'll see the $15 immediately in your affiliate account. And then you get paid every month if your earnings are more than $30, which $30, that's 2 people. So if 2 people join in a month, you'll get $30 per month. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but think about it. What does $30 cover? If you're just referring 2 people per month, what does that cover? $30 per month. Well, that's your hosting, your website hosting, your media hosting. And even if you're just earning $10 per month, in half a year, you could buy a new microphone or upgrade something, buy a better webcam or whatever. So just because it's only $30 a month, don't think that that's just a small number. And let's do just some quick math here of if you have an audience of whatever size it is, and your turnover rate really depends on how good you are at promoting this and how relevant it is to your audience, and how, I really think how unobtrusive, how you're not pushing it, cramming it down their throats, basically. How ethically you promote this to them and how kindly. But let's just figure that whatever your audience size is, you get 20 people to join through your Audible affiliate link. So when 20 people join, that's $15 per person, and you earn that $15 as soon as they join the free trial. By the way, there is no waiting period. A lot of things have this thing, like hosting companies especially have this thing that you get paid so much, like $60 or $100 or something. You get paid when someone gets a hosting account from that company. But if they cancel their hosting account within 30 days or 45 days or 60 days or something like that, then you don't get paid. Well, it's not that way with Audible. You earn that credit immediately, and even if they cancel their membership within the 30 days, you still get that credit. But I think a lot of your listeners are going to end up staying and being happy with Audible. And right now in the chat room, Nick SPNT and CWF Gamecast are in there talking about this, and they've mentioned a couple audiobooks that they've enjoyed from Audible as well, and that they still have them, even if they're not still members of Audible. So back to the math, though. If 20 people join through your Audible affiliate link, that's $15 per person. That's $300 that you've earned just from 20 people. So now look at the size of your audience. Maybe your audience is only 100 people. I mean, now 100 people, that's still a good audience. Imagine speaking to a room of 100 people once a week, every week. 100 people faithfully come back to hear your opinion and whatever you say, and they graciously interact with you, all of this. Wouldn't you love that? 100 people consistently listening to your opinions? Well, that's what a podcast is, even if it's just 100 people. So 20 out of 100, that's 20%, obviously. But that is 1 out of 5 people. So if you could convince 1 out of 5 of your listeners or readers to join the Audible affiliate program, you've earned $15. You could do this through Twitter, through Facebook, through your website, whether it's a blog or just a regular static website or a podcast. You could have a podcast episode all about a particular book, if it's relevant to your audience, that is. I recommend that you do it that way. Something that's relevant to your audience, but it could be all about a particular book. And you could say, listeners, you could get this book as an audiobook for free. I know you love listening to podcasts. You listen to this one. I really appreciate that. And so you would probably like audiobooks too. So check out this free audiobook, which you can get by going to, and then you give them your Audible affiliate link. and mine is theaudacitytopodcast.com/audible trial. If you want to join as an Audible member, and if you want to join as the Audible affiliate, then go to theaudacitytopodcast.com/audible. So it's really easy. You sign up for the affiliate program, promote the free trial and free audiobook. Listeners sign up and get a free audiobook that they can keep, and you earn $15 per free trial. I am so amazed at how Audible is able to do this, but it really makes sense because audiobooks are really easy to consume. You can listen. That's podcast, basically. It's a podcast. Not technically. But think about all of the benefits of a podcast, especially an audio podcast. You can listen to it anywhere. You can consume it when you're jogging, you can fall asleep listening to a podcast. If you have something waterproof, you can have it playing while you're in the shower or swimming or anything like that. You can consume podcasts anywhere. Same thing goes along with audiobooks. So it's very likely that your podcast listeners will probably also like an audiobook, especially if it's content that you think is relevant to them. And if you're a fan of the content, then your audience might be a fan too. So check all of this out. I've got all of this information and the links over in the show notes at theaudacitytopodcast.com/94. And you can join the Audible affiliate program right away by going to theaudacitytopodcast.com/audible. And I'd love to hear from you how this works out for you. How many people have you referred? What's the reception from your audience? What kind of stuff have you found that's working for you? How is it that you like to promote this? And I'm really excited about this partnership that I have with Audible to be able to promote this to other podcasters. I really appreciate they reached out to me because they realized that I have a lot of podcasters listening to this podcast. And they said, your listeners would probably love this. I said, you're right. My listeners would love this because I've been a member of the affiliate program myself for a year and a half, I think. And like when the Steve Jobs book came out, I sent out just a couple tweets saying, hey, I just realized I could get the Steve Jobs audiobook for free from an Audible trial. Just a single tweet. And you know how quickly a tweet can disappear in the stream, but a single tweet generated, I think, $60. 4 people joined Audible through my single tweet. And that was $60 right there. That's wonderful. So think about how this could work with your podcast, especially if you don't have an official sponsor for your podcast, how this could generate profit. And even if it's just one person a month, it's $15 per month. And think about what $15 per month would cover. Your hosting bill, your Libsyn bill. You could save it up and upgrade your equipment much quicker than otherwise. So check this out and get all this information over at theaudacitytopodcast.com/94. You can comment there on the show notes, or you can send your feedback to me for future episodes of the Audacity to Podcast by emailing feedback at theaudacitytopodcast.com or call 903-231-2221. Or you can go to theaudacitytopodcast.com and click on the Send a Voice Message tab on the right side and record something right from your computer. Now, I want to tell you about a couple other things before I close this. One, I've got a poll over at the website now that I want to find out from you. Do you use affiliates on your blog or podcast? And I'm going to separate this out in a couple ways. So check that out over at the show notes at theaudacitytopodcast.com/94. I'm curious, do you use affiliates? What's your success been like? Also, check out podcastersroundtable.com. This is Ray Ortega from Podcaster Studio, Dave Jackson from School of Podcasting, and myself, and several other podcasters joining us for a roundtable discussion about podcasting. We're having another one come up. I believe we scheduled one for Tuesday night, August 28th. So that's our plan to do that. So you can check that out and past episodes and future episodes and information over at podcastersroundtable.com. And finally, we are 6 episodes away from the 100th episode of the Audacity to Podcast. And I want this 100th episode to be awesome. And it will be awesome because it will include your content. I want to hear your podcasting tips. That I'm going to try and collect 100 podcasting tips from as many podcasters as possible. So here's how you can do it to help me with this. Record your tip either as an audio or it can be written. I know last week I emphasized audio, but really I want it to be most convenient for you. And I need to try and fit 100 tips into a half-hour to 45-minute podcast episode. So that means I'm going to have to read these and go through these, spending no more than 30 seconds per tip. So keep that in mind. So you can email something to me, or you can record something audio, leave it on the voicemail or send the audio, or, written or recorded would be great. Just keep it really short, really simple. And here's what would really help, especially. I know we're going to get some crossover on some of the tips. You might send 3 tips. Someone else sends 3 tips. 2 of those tips are the same thing, maybe. So if you could try and write your tips very concisely, very simply, but try and write them so that they could stand alone. Or if you speak them, especially if you speak them so that they could stand alone. You could even send in 3 different recordings if you want. You could just say your name, the name of your podcast or your website address, and then give your tip and make it a real short tip. So here's an example. Hi, this is Daniel J. Lewis from the Audacity to Podcast. My podcasting tip is always remember to make it easy for your audience to contact you, because if it's not easy for them to send feedback to you, they won't feel like they have a connection. So make it easy for them to connect with you and send feedback. Now, I kind of even repeated myself there, but that's very short. It's a very simple tip, but that's the kind of, and if you want to use that tip, that's fine, but don't everybody use it. But that's the kind of thing I'm looking for, something really short. I might just string all of these together, written and audio feedback. I would love to get your tips, any kind of podcasting tips, audio production, hardware recommendation, productivity tip, life tip, anything related to podcasting. It might be, hey, put your dog in a cage in the other room before you podcast. Or it could be pick a time of the day when the trash guy is not picking up your trash while you're recording outside the window, or anything like that. Any kind of tip related to podcasting, I would really appreciate it. And this will be an awesome episode. I'm really excited about it. I'm getting tips already, and they're awesome tips. So send that to feedback@theaudacitytopodcast.com or call 903-231-2221. Or you can also record a voice message by going to theaudacitytopodcast.com and click on the Send a Voice Message tab on the right side. And I can't wait to get your tips. And I'm going to try and include everybody's tips as much as possible. Try to avoid overlap and make this a totally awesome episode. It would be really awesome if I got 100 tips from 100 podcasters, completely different tips, and could share it that way. And I'm really looking forward to this. So send me that information and it will be totally awesome. And that's the 100th episode coming up. And if I look at this schedule, then it would be 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Looks like the 100th episode would be recorded on October 15th, if I counted right. But don't plan on that completely yet, but wait until maybe a couple more weeks and I'll be able to firm. I will, boy, can you tell I'm excited because I'm getting all tongue twisted. I will announce what the actual date will be for that 100th episode. And then that way you can plan on it, try and be there. And I do this show live on Mondays at 2 p.m. over at that's Eastern Daylight Time, or GMT -4, over at noodle.mx/live. And then that Monday, when I record the 100th episode, it will be the same time, same place. All of that will be the same. And you can join the chat room like Maddie Lowe, Awakened Revolution did, and CWF Gamecast, and Nick, and Georgian, and a few anonymouses in there, and several others joining, McNation, and more. So thank you, everyone, for joining this, and I hope to see you again at a live show, or especially for the live podcast coming up for episode 100. That will be 100 amazing podcasting tips from other podcasters. So check out the show notes for this episode over at theaudacitytopodcast.com/94 and send me your feedback to feedback@theaudacitytopodcast.com or call 903-231-2221, or you can also go to theaudacitytopodcast.com and click on the Send a Voice Message tab and record a message right from your computer. September 3rd, 2012 is Labor Day in the United States of America, so I won't be recording an episode on that day. Most of the USA listeners will have that day off, and I'm going to go ahead and take that day off-ish as well. So no live episode on September 3rd. You can join me again for episode 95, when I'll be talking about a really cool way that you can save time in Audacity using chains that are now actually useful. So that will be episode 95, recorded on September 10th, Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's GMT -4 over at noodle.mx/live. Please follow me on twitter.com/theramennoodle. Now that I've given you some of the guts and some of the tools, it's time for you to go podcast with passion, organization, and dialogue. And maybe make some money too. I'm Daniel J. Lewis. Thank you so much for listening to the Audacity to Podcast. The Audacity to Podcast is a proud member of the Noodle Mix Network. Find more of our podcasts like Once Upon a Time, Clean Comedy, and more over at noodle.mx. The Audacity to Podcast is also a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Find more at techpodcasts.com.